Like I said, my 3D printer is still sitting here. I just don't have anything to 3D print. Maybe I should 3D print some things. Some merch. What should I do have a 3D printer. I don't know what could I 3D print that people would be interested in on a guitar channel. Should I 3D print a bust of my head? That's the only ideas I have. Print some pics. I could do. I should do pics. That seems most. Hank Bud guitar picks. That's most obvious. But I don't know if the filament would work very well for picks. Like, people are really specific about their picks, you know? So right now, I'm just, oops. There we go. I'm just taking this file and filing the ends flush. Yeah, it would make very hard picks. Fidget spinners. You guys need some fidget spinners? Let me tell you one of the nice things. A Hank Bust bobblehead. I could do Hank bobbleheads. One of the nice things with Richlite is there's no pores. So all of that, I don't have to worry about all that metal dust getting into the pores. So I don't have to tape off my fingerboard like you see me doing normally. I don't got time to 3D print things because I'd have to 3D model things. I would like to have more time to draw. I haven't drawn anything since the posters when I did my merch and I did my own I did all my own merch designs. That was the last time I did any artwork. This is good. The lumberjack guitar axe got noticed at Kid Rock. Nice. Did people ask you what that was? I actually, I'll tell you, I didn't fully come up with that I saw a photo, an old poster, um, uh, like for a Johnny Cash show, and I took that pose. It wasn't silhouetted like that, but I saw this Johnny Cash poster where he was holding his guitar like that, and I was like, oh, that looks really cool. So I tried to match the pose. I'll see if I can find the poster, but that's what inspired it. That pose was Johnny Cash. He would know. He would know how to stand. Oh, they were all drunk and out of their minds. Well, still, it's nice. It's nice people took notice. I'm just setting up the infrastructure right now, you know? Get it all set up. I do want to do more art related things with my brand. I want to do videos. I don't know. I do know I'm just like I'm not telling you guys all my ideas yet. But I need more time, and once things settle down here in the shop, I'll have time to implement more of my creative ideas. But I do want to do, I don't know, I do want to do some more music stuff. I want to, I'm reaching out to some musicians. Yeah, it's a it's the most valuable thing. Time is the most valuable thing, especially when you want to do a bunch of art projects. You know, art takes a lot of time. So, like, that's the thing with me. If you guys noticed, all of my time went into guitars. So I was able to kind of, over the last couple years, just funnel all of my creative energy went into guitars. If I was drawing, it was drawing designs. If I was doing videos, it was for my guitars. So it was, the guitars allowed me to focus focus everything under one kind of banner in a way, which then I think I was more efficient with my time. But I haven't had time to do art for art's sake, you know? Like, just paint a picture of a sunset just because I feel like painting a picture of a sunset I saw. You know, I haven't had time to do things like that. Which is okay, I guess. Just wanted to paint a sunset. No time. But I guess I did pretty good. Luckily, during COVID, I had a lot of time. Just paint a sunrise and turn it around. Brilliant. Then I don't have to do 2 paintings anymore. Though structure, there's nothing wrong with structure. Sometimes, if you have too much time, you don't get anything done. because there's no sense of urgency. This is good. It's feeling good. Okay. Not quite. Not quite. Not quite fully beveled yet. But I'll get there. Right now I switched. I don't know if you... My Hank block. There's a 45-degree angle and a 90-degree angle. And I use both of those. First, I use the 90-degree to make them flush with the fingerboard. Then I bevel the ends. Then I'll go in and clean them up. Get all those sharp edges off. That looks pretty good, except for this last one. For some reason, maybe it's because you can't go all the way. Don't worry, Gatto. You'll come up with something. But that's another reason, speaking of time, is why I have to focus on my guitars, is because it's like, I'm at a point now where if I got some momentum, if I really push it, I can be building guitars full time. So I will be building guitars full time this fall, like a real luthier. 100%. I'll be living 100% off guitars this fall. So by my streamiversary, which is actually kind of kooky, when you think about that timeline, I started streaming 2 years ago doing ukuleles. And then a few months later, Hemel was like, do you build electric guitars? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, well, can you build me one? And I was like, yeah. And so I started doing designs and things like that. So it's only been about a year and a half. That doesn't normally happen. Luckily, I've been in the right place at the right time. I had the right equipment. I had the right people around me to show me what I needed to do. And then I had nothing but time. I think I was able to do about 5 years of work in about 2 years. So it's time is very valuable. So I'm even though COVID was weird and hard and all those things, it's like I probably couldn't have done what I did if all these weird circumstances, you know? So yeah. So it's kind of funny. So Hemel, less than a year later, I'm commissioned to make one of those Royas with all out of maple. I should show you. I'll show you the wood, Hemel. You'll really like it. Obviously, you'll really like it because it's maple. But the body blank is like super nice. So the body is going to be one piece flame maple. So that's one piece. So very similar to Hemel's. He also had a flame maple. The difference with this one is that it's going to have a spalted maple top. Whereas Hemmel's has a spalted maple pick guard. This one, the entire top will be spalted maple. So I was showing this. This is the top. Very interesting piece. And then the guitar will be about right there. Oh, sorry, I did it wrong. This way. Because then, look at this. Look at this piece of spalt. So if I line it up right, it will follow the contours of the guitar. Look at this piece. It's like, it's perfect. Look at that. That's how I want it. So it just follows. It was like it was made for this shape. Isn't that neat? Yeah, it was made for it. It just flows right into that shape. And it's because it has this weird knot right there that pushed it in, but it's a neat piece. So the second one will be coming out soon, and it'll be a semi-hollow as well. So anyway, so that's the one. I'm going to be starting on that one next week. Hey Terry, how are you doing? Yeah, it's nice when you find a piece, and I think it was Willie who pointed out that it's curated art when you choose the right piece. Happy it's Friday. Yeah, I'm tired too, and I still have to work tomorrow. We still have these classes. But one of the things with building custom curated choosing the woods is part of it, you know. You got to choose the right wood. If you guys were around when Hemmel and I were talking about his build and we were looking at all the pieces of wood and stuff, at one point I was like, I got a vision, Hemmel, and you just have to trust me. I got this idea. We need to go with like black pickups with black lines around things. And he was like, okay. And it ended up looking pretty neat. And the interesting thing on Hemmel's guitar, I did a lot of on the pickguard. I laminated it onto a black piece, and then I beveled it. And some of the ideas that I figured out on that first semi-hollow, I applied to my later guitars. So it was kind of interesting how a lot of the ideas and stuff that have made their way into this guitar, in like the black outlines. This also is spalt. Been doing a lot of spalt. It's funny. It's just like, I think doing any sort of project, you definitely learn some things and you kind of incorporate it and build on it. You build on design concepts, and you refine and refine and refine, and that's what I felt I had been doing for the last few years, is just refining ideas, which I feel like they're coming along pretty good. Especially like this one, it's like there's a lot of things that I kind of worked out over the last little while. It took a couple years to get to this point. That's why it's like the motivation has to be something more. Like there has to be like a real desire to build guitars for the sake of building guitars. Like you really kind of find out what your motivation is and how far it goes when you really get into something you like. And then you find out how much you like it. It's like, oh, how much do you like that? Will you do it every day, or will you get bored and be like, well, that's I'll just move on to something else now, you know? Because you're not going to be excited every day. There's a different motivation when you're really into something, a creative, like whatever they call passion. I don't like to use like the idea of like passion projects and stuff, because it's not passionate. Passionate implies like you're like, I'm into it, you know, I'm just so into it. But it's like some days you're tired, but you do it anyway, you know. I think you have to be kind of obsessive. Your brain has to be figuring something out, like you're kind of, I don't know, I think your brain kind of gets, you do get dopamine rushes. Like I think your brain is giving you dopamine when you're kind of figuring things out and do things right. But it's just delayed gratification. And there's too many things that are instant gratification that can distract you from long-term. Anyway, that's just my ramblings on the creative process. I keep saying it's like, okay, every day I'm going to practice an hour. And I just haven't been able to practice as much. So I'm just going to get musicians. I'll just find musicians. And focus on how to present that. Anyway, next thing, I have to adjust that fingerboard, because like I said, it's sometimes this happens when you put frets in, the neck will kind of back bow, because putting the frets in actually creates more space. Practice 15 minutes in the morning. The morning is a better time to practice than at night. I don't have the energy at night. I need to do that instead of just reading propaganda on the internet. That's usually what I do in the morning. I read propaganda, inciting propaganda, and that's how I start my day every morning. Reading about the happenings in the horrible world. I could just play guitar instead. You don't have the energy in the morning either. Yeah, it's like you may want to do it, but just being strategic with your time, I don't know. Get it done. When you feel it, you just got to do it then. Okay. Let's just do a quarter turn. Oops. Turned it the wrong way. You had a moment where you'd practice while you watched Twitch? I just have very little downtime. I tend to read when I'm not reading chat. I went the wrong way. I only watch other streamers when I'm at work and I have time. I usually don't watch when I get home. But then again, I'm on the West Coast, so when I get home, nobody's really on at that time anyway. So if I want to watch streams, I have to watch them at work. And then on weekends, I'm too busy partying, so. Oh, nice. That's not a bad setup, Gatto. Okay. I'll see you around, Hamel. It's good chatting with you. Thanks for having the time. Yeah, music streams, yeah. Come on. Come on. This thing. If you guys aren't following Hemel Audio, I assume all you guys are, but if you're not following Hemel Audio, give him a follow. He also does his own electronics streams where he's building different sorts of pedals. He's got his breadboard and he's wiring things. He's a mad scientist and such. He understands electronics. I've learned things. Even I have learned things. And I am all-knowing. I really want to get, so I'm just adjusting this truss rod, and I'm just, it's getting a little better. Because when I level the frets, if the neck is bowed a little bit, I won't get perfectly flat frets, which will then make it harder to get the action good. So I'm just doing little twists and turns. This is really bowed. It's really bowed. Fair enough, Rage. How do you feel now, Rage? The heat and the humidity has really been affecting a lot of the wood. That's what I found. This one is super bowed. That's really bad. It's adjustable. Don't worry. It'll just take a few minutes. Less rageful. What are you working on this weekend, Rage? Oof. Why are you doing this to me? I also realized the V in the Haunted. Nice. How is that V? Did you get a top on that flying V yet, Rage? Life goes on. Are you out of here?
Yeah, I got something for you.
What is it? Oh,
Stars for your.
oh, for
They came off a banana.
a
believe
bit
it or not.
a banana.
Banana, whatever it was.
Got some nice notes.
For you.
I'll stick them on stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, they're plastic, so they don't peel off.
I'll just have to clear coat over them.
Yeah. But what you do, Kristen?
Yeah, yeah.
I'll
I'll
throw up.
put them on something.
Yeah.
When are you going to be back?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay.
But I think I've done the sides
Yeah.
and kept road, and I'll have to check. I'm gonna know what these items. And then
Yeah.
it's the net. That's it.
Yeah. We're getting real close. Real close on Bill's Telecaster semi-hollow. Very, very close.
I will leave this here. Still on.
Yeah, as long as it's unplugged, unplug it. Yeah, that's fine.
For everything. That's
Anyway, this thing. You want to bring a couple of finished instruments up? That's good. You're still selecting the lumber for the V top. You have the drawing finish. That's good. And new strings on violin. Nice. You got a lot to do. But that would be cool if you brought up that finished one. I think that would look really nice. See you, Bill. Okay, it's getting better. It's a little better. I'll just give it a little bit of time. I'll just give it a few minutes to work itself out, and then I'll just keep doing quarter turns on this thing. And then, oh, excuse me. I'm fading. Don't worry. Next week I'll be back to high energy party time, Hank. Right now it's getting through the week, Hank. I'm just like you, except you guys are all at home because it's Friday and you're done work. I'm still at work. It's 5:45 right now. I do need a nap. Don't worry, Rage. After my stream, I got myself a kale and yam salad to eat. I'll bring some, I'll have a couple for you when you come up. It is Friday. Means nothing to me. I'm self-employed. I'm not working for the weekend. Oh, we're getting there. We're close. It's finally starting to pull into shape. There we go. Slowly. It's still a little. Actually, quite a lot. It's still quite a lot. Yeah. Fine. I don't understand what the problem is, Rage. This is what we eat up here on the West Coast. Yeah. They're two superfoods. You put them both together and boom. Boom. I've been eating out a lot because I've been working so much in the shop and I have to bring things back into balance. I've been eating like just garbage for the last week. So it's like it's time to eat something green. No more. I have to stay fit and lean for my audience. Or else Chevy's apron he made for me won't fit the same anymore. Okay, it's pulling back into shape now. It's amazing how much you can adjust these things and how much they'll bend. It's close. It's not quite there yet, but it's almost. That's your routine is Wendy's after Maker's Lab. As long as it's balanced garbage. You just can't do it all the time. Anyway, when Rage comes up, we'll have some good old potato burritos, Mexican style. Come on, move back into shape. Get back into shape. Let's have good food. Okay, there we go. It is adjusted now. I'm really not a great guitar tech. I'm okay. Still. Still a little. Just a tiny, tiny little bit of adjustment. Come on, come on. We're going to have a good time. We'll just live on ice cream sandwiches. I wanted to live on ice cream sandwiches this week. It's been so hot. I did that once. One day I bought a box of like ice cream drumsticks, and I ate so many of them that I felt gross, but I still kept eating them. And I just had to stop after that. I was like, this is too much. Things get out of hand really quick. Anyway. Okay, now I can start leveling. Now I can do it. There we go. Well, still a little. Little bit off. I'll just tweak it a tiny bit more. What's this? What's this, Rage? Whoa! What is that? What is that thing, Rage? That's crazy. I'll load it out. I'll load it up for everyone to see, and you can tell us what kind of wood that is. I don't even know what that is. Bird's Eye Tasmanian Blackwood. You can't lurk now, Gatto. It's the best part. Tasmanian Blackwood is crazy. Where did you buy that, Rage? Is that your piece of wood now? Yeah. That is crazy. You gotta show the Australians who's into Tasmanian Blackwood. Yeah, that neck it was bowed bad. It was really bad. This heat is not good. It is still bowed a little bit. This thing is like really, really warping. It's $400. Yeah, that's about right. That's about what something like that would cost. Tasmanian Blackwood is not cheap. Will has been trying to get some, and he cannot find any. There we go. Okay. So, now I need a marker. Let me grab a marker. So what I'm going to do now, actually first I'm just going to make sure all those frets are even. One of the things with Richlite is you got to be real careful. Richlite wants to spit out those frets. I need to. I blew my wad on my Turkish walnut that I still haven't received. I got a really good deal on it, but it was still pricey, but worth it in the end if I can get it. So what I'm doing is just drawing a black line on top of all of the frets. So then when I start leveling it, I will know where the low points are. Rage. The wood you gave me is warping. We don't want no more of your wood. It warps. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, the humidity control in the shop is not ideal. Not ideal at all. This thing will not go back into place. Ooh. I'll come in tomorrow and it'll be warped the other way. No, I don't want to level my frets when it's bowed, because then my frets won't be level. So now I'm taking a leveling beam with sandpaper on it. There's still a few. That's a low point. That's a low point. And then back here is a low point. There we go. Okay. Okay. Oh yeah, yeah. That's what happened. Is I just put the frets in, and the whole thing bowed back, which is not uncommon. There's just that's the thing about Richlite is it reacts. It doesn't. It's just how it is. You just have to know how to work with it and not expect it to work like wood. Because it's not. Okay. Now I'm checking to see that the frets are level. Oops. Okay. Okay. Yes, that made sense. That made sense. Okay. We got level frets. So now, okay, my frets are level, but now they're flat. So the leveling beam made them all, not all of them, but some of them more flat than others as it was like leveling them out between. So now I have to take my diamond tip crowning file and re-crown those. So I'd just like to point out again, if you're wondering why my fingerboard isn't taped up, normally I would tape it up at this point. I'm being really careful, and Richlite has no pores, so I don't have to worry about things getting into the pores. So as long as I'm really careful and I don't scratch the fingerboard, I'm all good. So that's normally, if this was wood, I would have this all taped up exactly like Orbiter does it. I'm always trying to improve my frets. My fret work, you know? Every time, frets can be a very tedious job. It's just another part of the process, but it's kind of, it's a very critical point. So you have to be like engaged. So there's no cutting corners with this. The one thing I do sometimes not do crazy is I don't polish my frets to mirror finishes. Sometimes I do, most of the time I don't, because I think it's pointless. But sometimes I do. This one, no. I'm going to get them nice, but they're not going to be like super shiny. If you're doing guitar for a client, they better get shiny frets out of the box, you know? It's just kind of a thing to show you care. Just that little bit of extra detail to be like, hey, you deserve a nice guitar with shiny frets. I didn't have to take off too much material on these. Like I said, that's why I'm like, I try and be as, okay, Leslie, you have a good night. We'll catch you again. The key to good frets is doing a good radius. Ugh, I do need a nap. But, so Rage, Nito Blocks. I haven't seen his blocks. I'll have to check it out. I popped into his stream the other night, but couldn't stay too long. Jer has some good tools and knows how to use them. You bought two. They're like $3. How much is the dollar? I think it's $1.70 or 76 cents to the dollar right now. So it's about, yeah, it's about 75 cents to the dollar. You want more? Ugh. Ugh. Man. It's been a long week. I don't know about you guys. But, whew. I think it's this heat. You hope it gets worse. You take me out to a fancy restaurant. Me and Rage walk into a restaurant. He starts flashing those big American dollars, and everyone, all the servers just start rushing around him. Oh, Mr. American man, welcome to our restaurant. Please sit here. Let us feed you. Let us gorge you on these Canadian delicacies, and you can lavish us with your big American dollars. That's what will happen. You'll be a big man. Big man in this town as our dollar collapses. I price all my guitars are priced in US dollars now. Oh, Positively Crafty. What's going on, Raiders? Hey, Crafty, what were you working on today? I am right now just doing some fret dressing. That's what I'm doing. Nice. Scatologic got a gift sub to Loyal Moses. Right on. Hopefully he wins something. Finishing a beaded box, planning the colors on a new beaded dragon. Nice. That's awesome. Hey, Ragavon, thank you for that follow. So, for those who don't know me, I'm a guitar builder based in Vancouver, Canada. Right now, I'm just fretting a fingerboard. So I just got these frets in, and I leveled them, and now I am just what's called crowning them. It's just part of the fretting process, and then I can polish them and make them nice. But they're not nice yet. Yeah, I won't fret. Oh, thanks, Regavon. If you had to say it, you're not the first one to say it today, though. Hey, if anybody's interested in guitars or more guitar-related content, you should check out our Discord. There's a whole group of builders here on Twitch in the Luthier Uprising Discord, and so you can find more guitar guides. If you're a guitar person or want to learn more, or just like luthiers in general, that's the place to be. So how's your summer going, Crafty? It is hot right now, and I'm feeling it. I am feeling the heat right now. The summer just won't end. Which would be fine if I was at the beach, but I'm not. I'm in a shop, and my wood is warping. Hey, M. Chav, thank you for that follow. I appreciate that. Oh, thanks, Crafty. It's hot here, and yours started out back in February. Oh, man. It was exceptionally hot. We had 6 students here in the shop, or we had 6 students this week. 2 of them went home, so then we had four students plus me, Meredith, and Will were teaching, and then Bill came in. So there was 8 people in the shop today working on guitars. It was a pretty busy day, but not in a bad way. It was just busy. We're wrapping up a bunch of our guitar building classes. Meredith is the main luthier here, and she's heading down to California this winter. So she's the one who runs the classes. So it's this is like the last big push. That is really hot. Oh, let me show you a guitar that I just finished. If you haven't seen some of this stuff, a lot of my guitars are gone right now in a good way. A bunch of them sold recently, but I finished this one the other day, or actually last month I finished this one. This is Spalted Maple. Hey, Craft Creature, thank you for that follow. Sapelli back, flame maple neck, spalted maple top with an ebony fingerboard, and golden black hardware. It's a semi-hollow. Yeah, this is really neat. I was joking that the spalted maple is looks like a treasure map. This one is going for around $2,000, but it is a treasure map, but it is also the key. That's what we were joking about. Is like if you understand the riddle of this guitar and can follow the map, you have to play the guitar at different doorways to open the treasure. So it's like you have to sail through the fjords and islands here, and then you come up through here, and then finally the treasure is here. That's Hank Island right there. right there in the middle. That's where you need to get to. So I'm sure there's going to be a really bad Nicolas Cage movie made about this guitar at some point. Nicolas Cage is going to have to take this guitar, steal it, and then unlock the secrets of it. It'll be great. It'll be an okay film. Anyway, so that's my latest one. But I'm doing a bunch more. I got a couple commissions coming up, so that's what I'll be doing for most of September. I have 2 really big commissions that I have to focus all my time on. But I also have a bunch of kind of little things here and there. Yeah, 2,000 USD. It depends. It depends on the finishing. Sometimes certain finishes can take longer, but I've been able to pump out about 2 or 3 guitars a month so far. I could probably do more, but when I start doing higher end stuff, it's like I have to take my time. Finishing can take a really long time, doing a really nice finish and stuff. But the woodworking itself, I can usually get most of the guitar done within a week or 2. And then the finishing usually takes a couple weeks. But it's like, that's why I usually have a few builds on the go at the same time. That's the first time in a while. You don't think about National Treasure. You don't think, oh, it's time to watch that movie again. Yeah, I would rather do higher end guitars. I'd rather do higher end guitars that take longer, because at the end of the day, it's like, it's just better to be working on higher end stuff that takes like a month to do, but it's like, it looks really nice. I was doing a bunch of kind of mid-range price guitars, and there was some interest, but when I did like really high end stuff with ridiculous tops and really nice finishes, that's what got the most attention. So that's kind of what I'm focusing on now. But every once in a while I'll do a guitar like that, or like the one I'm working on, that are more, not as crazy as the other stuff. Oh, no problem, Crafty. Thank you for bringing your people in. You have a good night. Okay, Rage, we'll catch you in a bit too. Oh man, that was your road trip movie? Nicolas Cage has such a hilarious film career. But I really like the look of that spalted maple. It's a very interesting wood. I got some really nice quilted maple. I've got so many guitars on the go right now. I have a ton of guitars I want to build, but I should really finish up the ones I got in front of me, like this one. I have another body ready. I have 2 painted guitars that I'm just kind of just working on the stream. And my 2-year stream anniversary is coming up end of this month. So I got to figure out what I'm going to do. I was gone for a month. I was on vacation for a month. So I'm kind of just got back into the shop. We've been teaching classes, guitar building classes and stuff. And so it's like I haven't had a whole lot of time to get my affairs in order. So I'm just working on this. This is a simple build. I'm going to paint the body. It's not fancy wood. The hardness can affect it to a certain degree. Definitely on acoustic guitars, the hardness of the wood will change the sound. So if you have an incredibly dense wood like maple or ebony or something like that on an acoustic guitar, it tends to be a very bright guitar. Mahogany is a hardwood, but it's softer. You tend to get more of a bassy, low tones out of those woods. Though the density is not always the case of the sound, because then there's just strange woods like Indian rosewood, which is a fairly dense wood, and you see it a lot for fingerboards on guitars. It has the highs and the lows. It just has everything. So the type of wood has a big role to play in the sound. Not necessarily the hardness, but that does come into play. With electric guitars, excuse me. With electric guitars, most of your sound is going to come from the pickups. You might get a little bit of different sustain, depending on the density of it. But most of the sound, 90% of the sound, will probably be the pickups you use. On my guitars, I make them semi-hollows. Most of the time, they're semi-hollows. So there's a lot of resonance in them, just kind of natural resonance, just due to the semi-hollow nature. So there's just a lot more going on in the bodies. And I find that gives it really interesting kind of tonal qualities. Let me get some water. But so far, I've been doing a lot of semi-hollows, and I've found that for my Telecaster style guitars, they sound best with pickups that are a little bit hotter, a little bit brighter. That's what they tend to sound good with. And then you get into pickups, and like this, the sounds of pickups depends on the magnets in them, how the wires are wrapped around the magnet coils and things like that. There's a lot of things that can affect the tone of an electric guitar in how you do the electronics. But also, at the end of the day, I found, yeah, no problem, Craft Creature. At the end of the day, I've seen musicians, really good musicians, make any guitar sound good. It's amazing to see a very skilled player handle a cheap guitar and just making it sound good, just with how they just know the tensions to put on the strings, how to, it's crazy. But having a nice instrument can help bring out a better performance for sure. Yeah, it's like it's crazy. We had this one player. He's very good jazz player. His name's Alvin Brendan. He's based here in Vancouver, and we did a contest with one of our B stock guitars, one of Meredith's B stocks, her Freya guitar, and she did an Instagram giveaway, and he won it. And man, did he make that thing sound good! And that was a B stock. Like it was playable. The guitar was totally playable. There was a lot of aesthetic things wrong with the guitar that it wasn't. We couldn't charge top dollar for it, right? But like, he made it sound so good. You know, it didn't matter. It just does not matter. Yeah, Canadian maple. Canadian maple is used a lot. Maple, like I said, maple will usually be very bright. For the right guitar, that'll be really good. You see a lot of carved maple tops, things like that. Maple works really well, and we have an abundance of it. I have a weird guitar here that I haven't finished yet. This one's going to be painted. That's why it looks so ugly. Don't worry. This one's going to be painted. But this one is a maple. It's a semi-hollow, and I'm surprised at how light I got it. But it's maple with a magnolia top. So I don't know how this one is going to sound. I'm going to put a couple P90s in it. Like I said, this one's going to get painted. So this is another one I gotta wrap up this one and just get in the spray booth and start spraying it every day. It'll take about three or 4 days to get everything how I want it sprayed. That's another thing with like finishing. It's like I can finish the body, but then spraying it. So for this one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do kind of a relic style. I'm going to spray it black, sand it smooth, get a nice good black coat, thick black coat underneath. Then I'm going to spray it a saffron yellow, which is I think saffron yellow looks really nice, especially with black, because it's going to have black hardware, black pickups, black fingerboard, right? And then I'm going to sand the saffron, just kind of wear it in certain areas so it looks kind of relic, so just the black shows through, so it'll be like yellow, but it'll be scuffed off, and there'll be all this black kind of underneath on the edges and stuff. And I think that'll look pretty neat. And then with all the black hardware and everything, I think it'll be a pretty neat looking guitar. So yeah, I wasn't too happy with the magnolia wood, and the maple doesn't line up on the back. There's just random pieces of maple, so it's like I got one piece here, another piece here, so it doesn't line up. So it's this one, but it is flamed maple. Part of it, there is a bit of flame in one of the pieces of maple. I guess it doesn't look bad, but I was just going to paint it. I got some I'm going to put the cheapest P90s in this thing. And here's the thing with P90s. Even the cheap P90s sound fine. I'm putting some Amazon $25 P90 set in this one. This one's going to get the Amazon special. Because I'm making this out of like scrap wood. Like this is all just scrap wood from the shop. The neck is going to be scrap maple I had. So it's kind of like, it's going to still be a really good guitar, but I'm going to make it with very economical parts. So, but even then at the end and it's going to have a matte finish. I'll do a matte spray on it. But even then, it's still a few $100 in materials. Even a cheap, because I don't like to cheap out on things like bridges and tuners. That's where you don't cheap out on. You can cheap out on certain pickups, but you don't want to cheap out on your tuners, because it's like, if the tuners are so bad, like the $20 special tuners, it probably won't stay in tune very well. So it's like, there's ways to make a guitar economically. You just have to be really strategic about what you spend the money on and what you don't, kind of thing, right? So the wood, you can use repurposed, salvage, scrap wood. That's okay. Maple is easy to get. It's a great neck wood. Paint the back and stain the top black. I could do that. All black. It does need the something. I just wasn't happy with that magnolia wood. I guess it's not too bad. I've been coming down hard on that magnolia, and most people are saying it's like, oh, it's not that bad. It would probably be fine. And I'm like, no. I hate it. I'm painting it. But this will be a neat little guitar. Again, this one's just kind of for fun. These ones are not going to be going for $2,000, by the way. I might do some giveaway guitars. Who knows? But these ones are just fun that I'm building just for me, for the stream. So maybe I'll do some giveaways. Like, I don't want to disparage them and be like, oh, they're cheap guitars, I'm making them out of garbage. They're going to be good instruments regardless. It's just, it's just not going to be premium wood. The premium wood stuff is more about making the thing unique. Unless you get a really crazy paint job, it's pretty hard to make a painted guitar feel like it's a unique guitar, other than as it wears and plays for the person who owns it. Like, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but it's like when you do like a really interesting figured top, it's like a fingerprint. That guitar is completely unique, like with this spalted maple one. Like this one's going to be a one of a kind. There's other spalted maple guitars, but this is a neat, unique looking piece, Painted black. Funny that Mr. Blackstone would be recommending I paint it black. How surprising. You didn't paint your guitar black, Mr. Blackstone. Anyway. This one is getting painted black. This one's getting painted all black. Because it is a table. This was a repurposed table. You can see there's a join there, and then there's a join there. This is alder wood. All those little spots on there, that's just epoxy where I filled some holes. But this one is pretty much ready. I just need to sand it and then just hang it up in the spray booth and start spraying it. But this neck, I am going to do something interesting with this neck though. Speaking of dyeing, this neck is flamed maple. I'm going to dye this one black, then sand it back so that the grain is black. Red is the sister of black. This one's going to be stained red. I'm just going to do black first because so you do the darker stain onto the flame onto the figure, then you sand it back, and then the figure will be more pronounced. It'll be darker, and then I'm going to stain that neck red. So this is going to be my red neck guitar. So black guitar, red neck, black fingerboard, red pickguard, chrome hardware. Jack Frost, what's going on? How was your week? What are you up to this weekend? Anyway, regardless, so like I this one is not chambered. Most of my guitars are chambered. This is paint grade alder, but it will still be a great guitar. I did a nice tummy cut on it. This will play really, really well. It's going to be light. Like this is going to be a really good guitar. It's just not going to be a fancy guitar, but it's still going to be a solid instrument. And a lot of times, even when I do a less expensive or fancy instrument, I still do the same workmanship that I do on all of them. So the bodies still feel the same, the necks still have the same carve. I don't cheap out on my time. I still put in the same amount of time to carve that neck in the same way that I would on like a $5,000 guitar. You're getting the same amount of work. So it's like I still want everything to still be up to the same standard. I'm not just messing around. But this one, the one advantage, because I'm doing a semi-hollow, is I can do a tummy cut on that. So it does have a little unique feature to it. No plan. This week was rough. My week was rough too, Jack. It's been a rough week. It's time to take it easy. Anyway, that is a solid guitar, regardless. Maybe, I'm trying to think of what I'll probably do a giveaway on my two-year streamiversary this month, end of September. I have my 2-year streamiversary. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I should probably give something away. That's what the people like, right? They like things. They like free things, right? Maybe I'll give people a choice. Maybe a Pank guitar. Blackstone, what's your opinion on Pank guitars? Your brain needs impregnated with inspiration. Yes. Yes, it does. What sort of inspiration? Blacksmithing inspiration? Oh, I just realized I put a new E string on this and then never trimmed it. Let me just cut that off. There we go. Anyway, I still got this Pank guitar. It's a pretty nice guitar. There's a few dings in it, but other than that, it's still a pretty good guitar. Pank guitars with heart inlays. But the black one is going to be very similar to this in that black body, red torque pickguard, glossy. This one has the tummy cut as well. Oh man, my week was crazy. My life is in turmoils, Jack. Absolute turmoil. I'm a complete wreck of a man, but I don't show it on the stream. Cause it's a party, it's not a pity party. But I'm pretty beat, but I felt like I had to get back on the horse, as they say, and just keep doing my thing. Yeah. Someday when they make the biopic movie of me, you guys will find out. You'll find out all the horrible hardships behind the scenes. A toffee flavored Oreo. I don't back that at all. I don't understand why they would have to put toffee into it. Anyway, teach their own, I guess. An object to make. Just to spite me while you are. If you offered me one, which you never would anyway, I would not accept it. I'd be like, toffee flavored Oreo? That's not right. That's not right at all. Let me tell you something. We live in a world of rules and order. And when people start breaking that natural order, that's when things get out of hand. That's when people start acting crazy. And we can't have crazy people running around here. We need to be rational. Okay? Yeah, I guess you would. Open my mind. No. No. You guys tried to... Come on, try the toffee flavored Oreo, Hank. Try it. It'll open your mind, man. You guys are pushing the stuff on me. Nope. Kale and yam salads for me tonight. That's it. Rage does not endorse the kale. Am I the only one having a kale and yam salad tonight? Come on. Don't you guys know how to party? It's Friday night. Time to do something crazy. Put something crazy in your mouth. It's Friday. Yeah. As long as sprinkle some crumbled toffee Oreos on top like croutons. I don't know if I agree 100% with that ortho. Yeah. More it's been refrigerated. Why am I suffering, Rage? You just assume I'm suffering. Bacon is the key to good kale. Actually, bacon bits would taste really good on that salad. Actually, Ortho comes through with the exact right thing. Throw it away. Throw it away. Rage, I don't think you understand how much kale we eat up in this town. Let me tell you something, Rage. You spend a little too much time here at the end of the month. Rage is going to come up at the end of the month, and all of a sudden he'll be eating kale smoothies. He'll be doing CrossFit and yoga, and he'll just be like, "Oh, I just love my kale smoothie and yoga in the morning. I'm doing Pilates now." That's what will happen if you're here too long. Full carnivore to react to the vegetarian. Yeah, the carnivore diet is like I don't get extreme diets. Just be reasonable. Why can't we just be reasonable? For the carnivore diet to work, you have to eat all the organs, or else it's not going to work. You have to like eat everything, which I wouldn't. I want yams and kale and a bit of meat. What's wrong with that? You're full carn. No, you're not. Let me tell you something. Diet Coke is not the carnivore diet. Don't worry, Rage. I'll have a full case of cucumber water for you. Good. Then you have room for cucumber water. Carbonated cucumber water. That is the real nectar of the gods. In fact, I'm trying to get a cucumber water sponsorship right now. It's a growth industry. Yeah, that's the finest things. The finest things. Rage is going to come up. We're going to drink carbonated cucumber water out of champagne glasses and laugh. Laugh like a bunch of pretentious luthiers. No. Yeah, you have to eat every single part. Yeah. Who wants to do that? Eat every part of it. Not like chicken. I've never had seal meat. I think it would just be very fatty because you can eat it raw, so it'd be like sashimi. It'd be like real fatty red sashimi. But what do I know? Yeah, it's red meat. It's a red meat. Like if I really wanted seal meat, I could get it. I am in Canada. I should be able to get seal meat. Anyway, what exciting things are you guys going to be putting in your mouths this weekend? Chicken sushi? I don't know about chicken sushi. Yeah. Well, I'm sure they prepare it right. They know things. They have freezers there you wouldn't understand. They probably like freeze it so much that it kills. Because those sushi places, they have like special freezers that like get so cold, like it kills the bacteria. That's what this guy was telling me. He got back from Japan, and he was saying, I was eating sushi, and he's like, you know, in Japan they have these freezers that kills the bacteria. They cost like $1 million. And he's like, do you think that sushi place at the mall you got that sushi has one of those? And I was like, no, probably not. And he's like, yeah, it's probably full of parasites. And then I looked into it, and it's like, yeah, parasites are a thing. Lots of people have parasites. So anyway, I stopped eating raw fish sushi after that. You tried cooking dark meat to 165 and it's safe, but still basically raw. Would not recommend. Interesting. I don't mind rare steak. I like rare steak. I wouldn't say, like, that's the thing. I'm not a very adventurous, I'm not a foodie. I'm not well traveled. I haven't eaten exotic things. Pretty ignorant, you know? Right? So, like, if people wanted to talk to me about those things, it'd just be like, I don't really know much about that. I had sushi once, you know? Not that I'm a bumpkin and I'm just eating meat and potatoes either. It's just, you know, I haven't gone looking for like exotic delicacies. Yeah. 165, the germs should be dead. 180 is the actual to be tasty. Yeah, meat and bread. We can go to meat and bread. Meat and bread is fine. Yeah. Yeah, meat and bread is pretty good. That's a place up here in downtown Vancouver. Rage really likes it. Yes. If you go there, Rage, you have to pick up something for me as well. I used to eat there when I worked downtown. I used to be a cobbler in the financial district. I did that for 2 years. I was like right downtown. All my clients were like lawyers and COs and stuff like that. It was kind of interesting. They all had very fancy shoes. Yes. That Ethiopian restaurant on Commercial Drive, Ortho? Which Ethiopian place? That place was good. That place was really good. Yes, yes. I had never been to Axum. Yeah. Yeah, that place was really good. Actually, I'm going to remind Will of that place on Monday. Yeah. I really like Ethiopian because it's like It's all served on that bread. Oh, so it's like, because I really like lentils, and they cook a lot of lentils and like spices, lentils, meats, and it's all served on this like kind of like really brown squishy bread is like the plate, and you just use pieces of that to pick up the things you want to eat, and then you eat it like that. It's really good. It's really filling. It's super filling. So I guess I'm not completely ignorant. Yeah, actually, Rage Ortho comes through again with the right answer. That's where we should eat, Rage, when you come up. It's really good. Okay, it's decided. Now I know how to celebrate my 2-year stream anniversary. Teff is a complete protein. Yeah, I was trying to figure out what, cause it was weird. It was squishy. I was like, this isn't like barley. It's like some sort of grain that I haven't encountered before. Google is giving you a conflicting report. Yeah, I hadn't had that before. It was interesting. Teff. High quality protein nonetheless. It's still, we need our protein. We need our protein. Me and Rage are going to start bulking up. Thank you, Rage. That would be great. Me and Rage are going to become workout bros. And we're just going to eat protein, lift, and hang out. Mostly lift and hang out. Okay, teff plus lentils is a complete protein. Okay. So now, I'm going to take my magic erasers and start polishing these frets up. Actually, I said I didn't have to tape this up. I do have to tape this up to get these polished, or else I'm going to scuff the fingerboards up. So I am going to have to actually tape this the proper way. You still can't find your surfacing bit. That doesn't make any sense. Who would take that and why? What's their end goal? That's what I want to know. Are they holding it ransom? I will have to tape it because I'm going to be running some sandpaper to get some of this stuff out. So it doesn't matter anyway. The clackers. We've been letting the clackers walk all over us recently. I feel like the Luthier uprising is losing the fear that we instilled in the maker section. People were afraid to mess with us, and I feel like there's just been too many slights. The blacksmiths are getting uppity with us now, you know? See what happens? We didn't crush the clackers, and now all of our other enemies are coming out of the woodwork because they think we're weak, you know? So that's why the blacksmiths are flexing on us, you know? And it's like, nobody will respect you in the makers section if the blacksmiths are like, you know, messing with you. So it's like, we got to start asserting ourselves again. We have to be people to be respected and feared again. Or else things will just get worse. Things will keep going missing. We need respect. I'll figure it out. We got to reboot the uprising. Anyway, that's one of the reasons why I need to get things kind of settled down. I need to start coming up with interesting things to do. Events. What about a yearly review? A year in review. A virtual guitar show for all the luthiers here on Twitch. Because a lot of work came out this last year. There was a lot of work. A lot of guitars got made. Rage, have you ever been to Le Connor? The Le Connor guitar show? They're in Portland. Or not Portland. They're in. I'm pretty sure they're in Oregon, aren't they? It's above Seattle, above Everett. Oh, okay. So it's pretty close by. That's really close. 1 hour from the border. Yeah, that's a really close show. I don't know. It's like need to come up with a clever way to showcase our guitars that we've built. We got to be clever to outsmart the clackers. Anyway, I'll come up with something. I gotta start getting my almonds turning again. If that makes sense. It's been a good year, but what new things can be done? Novelty builds. Rage, should we start doing goofy novelty builds?